KENS 5 Eyewitness News at 5 starts now.
Eyewitness News has just confirmed that the former director of a local theology school has been arrested for indecent exposure at Alma's Park.
59-year-old Father Rocky Grimard was taken into custody earlier today. He was the former director of the Oblate Renewal Center. He's now with Leb Shomea House of Prayer in Sarita, Texas, in Kennedy County.
Right now, officials in the Harlandale School District are investigating how 4 students and a teacher ended up with the highly contagious skin disease scabies.
Jeremy Baker is following the story. He joins us now with the latest.
The district says all of those cases were contracted here at Terrell Wells Middle School and that there are 4 more unconfirmed cases reported today. The district says the first case was confirmed before spring break. 2 cases were confirmed last week and another 2 cases yesterday, with the unconfirmed cases today. And so far, the district has not been able to identify a pattern on how each person contracted the mite because the students involved are all in different grades. But the school is taking precautions to make sure no other person becomes infected and making sure that all parents and students are aware of what's going on.
Today, our principal's meeting with our teachers just to inform them of where we are, where we stand now. And then the letter is going home with parents tonight, just reiterating the fact that scabies are infectious, what they can do and what they should look for.
The district also told me that those infected will not be able to return to school until they show proof of treatment, whether it be with a pill or a cream. By Terrell Wells Middle School on the city's south side, Jeremy Baker, KENS 5 Eyewitness News.
A San Antonio mother learned her fate today in connection with the death of her 9-month-old son. Mickey Best took a plea deal after the infant drowned in a backyard pool in 2013. Barry Davis was in the courtroom for her sentencing.
Judge Melissa Skinner immediately handed Mickey Best a 12-year prison sentence as soon as her attorney said he'd wrapped up, letting Best know she wasn't buying her story.
Since there is no legal reason why you should not be sentenced today, it's a judgment of the court that you serve 12 years in detention. Yes! Yes!
Both sides of the courtroom erupted as soon as the sentence was read. Bess and her attorney had pleaded with the court for leniency, saying 9-month-old Michael Sanchez's death was a horrible accident.
Those 5-second glimpses they have does not mean that I was not attending my children. I was always an attentive mother.
Bess was not attentive enough to keep Michael from drowning in a kiddie pool in her backyard in October of 2013. After finding Michael's body, instead of calling 911, Bess wrapped him in towels and placed him in his crib, then took her other 2 boys to SeaWorld. Michael's grandmother found him the next day.
We're not supposed to bury our children more than our grandchildren. And that's what you did. You took that away from me.
Michael's grandfather, Robert Sanchez, spoke to Bess and the court after the sentencing. Throughout the hearing, the boy's aunt held up a drawing of Michael and his grandfather.
My cousin drew it, and it's just, to remember baby Michael. He was a beautiful little boy with the biggest brown eyes.
Bess was immediately escorted out of the courtroom, and since it was part of a plea agreement, Bess waived her right to appeal. At the Bexar County Courthouse, Barry Davis, KENS 5 Eyewitness News.
The son of a San Antonio police officer is laid to rest after a long fight against cancer. 5-year-old Julian Andrade was known as a superhero by many here in San Antonio because of all the photos of him and his dad showing him dressed as a superhero. Today, hundreds of people lined up and turned up for the boy's funeral, including dozens of San Antonio police officers, many of whom donated days off to Julian's father, Jose, so he could take leave during his son's treatment.
It is Uber's first day in the year not operating in San Antonio. The ride-sharing company decided to pull its drivers out of the city as a sign of protest. City Council last month amended the San Antonio ride-sharing ordinance to relax the regulation of Uber and Lyft, but the company said it wasn't enough. Uber released a statement today writing, "Make no mistake, we are not giving up on San Antonio and will work hard to bring Uber back." On May 9th, you'll have a chance to cast your ballot in the upcoming city election. This is your opportunity to make a difference. Don't forget to vote. Hashtag Bring Back Uber SA.
Rain chances dried up fast this Wednesday afternoon, but Bill Taylor is keeping hope alive, as he always does.
Bill says there is still a chance tonight and more opportunities on the way. He's here with your first alert. Bill.
Certainly keeping the hope alive to knock some of this pollen out of the air. An isolated storm pops in southern Atascosa County. We're still warm enough to reach convective temperature. A lot of lightning, 818 strikes, mostly associated with the storms at College Station. We get in tight here south of Pleasanton and San Antonio. video, and you can see it's near Christine, southern Atascosa County, and the storm not producing any lightning right now. We had a glancing blow on these showers earlier that are racing out towards Houston, but through this afternoon, we still could see some storms develop to our south, about a 30% chance for this evening. Temperatures will stay warm. We're in the lower 80s now. We'll stay in the 70s till about 9 or 10 p.m. And if we don't get a shower by, say, 10 p.m., I think we'll definitely be done with this round. But there are some more chances to talk to you about later in the half hour. Jeff?
Thank you, Bill. Today's rain turned out to be a drop in the bucket for a region grappling with drought, but the city's leading voices on water management say San Antonio is well positioned for a bright economic future because of responsible water planning. Phil Anaya tells us why a water management meeting tonight at UTSA matters to all of us.
Well, Jeff, tonight's discussion will be here at the UTSA downtown campus. It's an event hosted by the school's public policy department and SAWS. Now, this is the final of a three-part series. The two previous discussions have focused on new water projects. I'm told tonight will be geared towards public policy issues. The initiative regarding conservation easements that voters will see on the May ballot, and water supply for businesses that continue to pop up across Bexar County. SAWS says the city has come a long way from using just one water source to now having 7, with 2 more sources on the way. Still, officials say with continued growth, San Antonio will surely look different decades from now, and it's important to discuss how to balance water supply and growth.
There needs to be a discussion about balancing the people that are going to be moving here, the people that will be born here, and the water that we have to provide for those people. So that's what this evening is all about.
Tonight's discussion will start at 6 at the Buena Vista Theater. Among the panelists will be SAWS President and CEO Robert Puente, Chamber of Commerce President Richard Pettis, and Councilman Ron Nirenberg, and it's an event that's free to the public. Reporting from downtown, Phil Anaya, KENS 5 Eyewitness News.
Low prices for crude oil and gas are coming at a cost, with more lost jobs. The entire shale industry from Texas to North Dakota is feeling the pinch. Since December, 91,000 energy-related jobs have been lost, according to the Oklahoma-based Continental Resources. The bulk of those jobs are in oil field services and production. Now, the upside, lower prices should spur consumer spending and make for a stronger economy.
San Antonio's business community mounts a new campaign to promote annual salary hikes for the mayor and also city council members. Sharon Coe has more on what is called sensible pay for SA.
The creators behind Sensible Pay for SA say one of their goals is to educate the public with this site.
These other businessmen and women around the community have come together with me to try to put out the facts to the general public. When they hear the facts, I think it's a compelling case to be made that we need to make a change.
Major cities in Texas pay its city council annual salaries. San Antonio council members get paid $20 a meeting.
Our economy today is so much more complex, and there's so many more opportunities for us to grow in San Antonio, to grow jobs and to create a higher quality of life for San Antonio. We need to have the best city leaders that we possibly can.
In May, voters will decide if the mayor should get paid $61,000 a year and $45,000 a year for city council members. It appears San Antonians we spoke with are still divided on the issue.
Yeah, you have, a job on the side, but, you want to work for the city. You either want to work for the people or you want to work for, yourself.
I wouldn't agree with that. I think everybody that works should get paid.
Sensible Pay for SA says its website is just the beginning. It says its initiative will include commercials and grassroots efforts. Sharon Coe, KENS 5 Eyewitness News.
Advocates for victims of child abuse want lawmakers to make changes to keep children out of the Child Protective Services system. That was the message today from organizers rallying during Child Protection Day at the state capitol. Organizers are calling for higher salaries for CPS caseworkers and more caseworkers. Today's rally comes one day after lawmakers passed a proposal that increases training hours for foster parents. That proposal now heads to the House floor for a vote.
A 19-and-a-half-hour session ended today for the Texas House with lawmakers passing a $210 billion budget. The vote of 141 to 5 sends a spending blueprint to the Senate, along with the biggest tax cuts in Texas in a decade. Also with funding for more than hundreds of more troopers on the Texas-Mexico border. The House-approved budget comes with more money than the annual budgets of most countries worldwide. Because the budget covers 2 years of spending and most closely matches the financials of South Africa, according to data from the CIA World Factbook in 2013. The Texas budget also very much resembles the spending of the governments in Portugal and in Colombia. Hours before this morning's decisive pre-dawn vote, the House decided to cut $3 million from HIV and STD prevention programs to pay for abstinence education. This even though Texas has the third highest number of HIV cases in the country. Supporters countered that the state has one of the highest rates of teen pregnancy in America.
Sweeping new research on suicides in the military.
Also coming up, a new tool under development to prevent deaths in hot cars.
And April Pools Day. It's no joke, a new initiative committed to teaching more people how to swim.